Hey! Let me first start off by saying a few things since most of you don't know me at all. I have quite a few family members that are on the police force. I've actually got quite a few friends that are police officers. I am extremely pro law enforcement. But that's not to say that they don't make errors, because everybody does make errors. But I also don't care about politics. I don't take the side of the left or the right. I always take the side of common sense, logic, and wisdom. I used to be, for quite a long period of time, a DOCJT, Department of Criminal Justice, training and instructor for CCDW here in the state of Kentucky. I always get along really great with cops, but this video, I get along way better than, the cops are just police officers. Let's be honest here. They do make mistakes, and I'll tell you the chief deficiency of most police officers, and when I say most, I mean most, about what's going on right now. And here's one example about countless, and of course all of this refers, and I'm going to give you a direct quote from yesterday from the Attorney General, Bill Barr. I don't care what the hell you think about the guy, but facts are facts are facts. I don't take the side of the left or the right. He is also, too, the chief law enforcement officer for the USA. I'm going to give you a quote from him, since most people are extremely confused about emergencies and suspensions of their constitutional rights. But the serious deficiency of police officers, and they have a lot to learn. I never went through police academy, obviously, but I know a lot about it, more than most people do, except for a cop that's actually been through it, obviously, since I've talked to a lot of them and I've actually seen it in person before, is that they're taught a lot about what is illegal. They'll know that this breaks the law and that breaks the law, and there's ordinance this and ordinance that, and there's a lot of them, and they have to know that. So they generally know really, really good, way better than most people do, about what the hell is illegal. But what they're not taught is about what the hell is legal. And here's one example of many that have popped up, and this is from Greenville, Mississippi. And there's a video of this where the cop is harassing the pastor in the parking lot of his own church, and the police officer, the L.E.O, law enforcement officer, says, and he's not enforcing the law, he's actually breaking the law, actually, but it's his ignorance. We can't get in the mind of that law enforcement officer and say that he's willfully trying to break the law that he's supposed to uphold. And, he takes an oath to uphold the law and the Constitution, just like the governor and just like the mayor of cities, but there's way too many laws, and this is what lawyers are for. So he tells the mayor of the church that his rights are suspended, quote unquote, rights are suspended. And that is an effing lie. It is a bold-faced, hardcore, stinking, rancid, nasty-ass lie. And let me give you now the quote from yesterday from Bill Barr. And like I said, I don't care about politics. God, I don't want politics in the comments section below. Just facts, and people need to exercise their facts. This is a quote from Bill Barr. Whatever powers the government has, whether it be the president or the state governor, we're still bounded by constitutional rights of the individual. Our federal constitutional rights don't go away in an emergency. Do not go away in an emergency. They constrain what the government can do. On and on and on. Barring in no area or district or city has implemented martial law or anything like that anywhere in the United States. It's not happened. Okay? It's not my opinion. That's a fact. So people that want to trample on your rights, they want to exercise their little meager powers or the short window that they have to try to make themselves feel powerful over others, they don't have that right. And I would beseech you, like if a law enforcement officer tramples on your rights, record it in any way, shape, or form you can. Lawyers, by the way, they love to sue the city and state. And sue them, I would recommend, you make up your own mind, I would sue the ever-loving hell out of them. They should have themselves sued. I know there's a lawsuit going on right now during this nonsense in Greenville, Mississippi, where the pastor is told his rights are suspended. Well, that's a lie. the law enforcement officer there, we have to agree. Let's not be tinfoil hat conspiracy nonsense. We have to agree that the law enforcement officer was just extremely ignorant. As I told you, these L.E.Os, they know tons and tons, thousands in many cases, what the hell was illegal, that's an ordinance, you can't do this, you can't do it. But they don't know what the hell is legal. They know all the illegal stuff. That's wrong, that's wrong. Well, that's fine, that's great. And L.E.Os are not lawyers. I'd have to say that 2 more times because it's so important. People need to understand that. Law enforcement officers are not lawyers. Cops are not lawyers. We actually, during our training, and have to follow specific parameters, what we can say when people ask questions. When I was teaching CCDW classes, hello. And I say I don't pretend to be a lawyer and I don't play one on TV, like my buddy said, who was an instructor trainer that trained me. He said you should seek legal advice and sue. And lawyers are there for a reason. You know, a lot of people hate lawyers in general. You know, I don't take position on that one way or the other. It's a job that people have to learn. You know, I'm not talking about physical engagement or anything else like that. You don't, there's that song that says, I fought the law and the law won. You don't fight the law, you sue them. And when your rights are trampled upon, because constitutional rights are not suspended in an emergency, period. It's not my feeling, that's not my opinion, that's not my belief. That's a direct quote from the chief law enforcement officer of the land, this country anyway. They're not suspended. And if someone tramples on your rights, you know, you should seek legal counsel. And what you choose to do, of course, is, you know, but I would absolutely sue the hell out of them. I mean, if I were that pastor and I was told that my constitutional rights are suspended, I would sue the ever-loving hell out of both the sheriff's office, I think it was the sheriff's office, and I'm a person that loves cops. I do. I get along great with the cops. I really do. I chum up with them. I get along great with cops. So they're not perfect beings. They're just, you know, dumb two-legged creatures, just like basically everybody else is. You know, they got a tough-ass job where people are kicking and spitting on them and trying to, you know, usually in your job, people aren't trying to, you know, to end you. You know, like, That's what police officers have to do with. So they know a lot, and they know what they need to do to keep themselves alive, and they know what's illegal, but they don't know the law. They don't know what constitutional right. Most of them, I'm saying all of them, they don't know what constitutional rights are. So you might win a lot of money from it. You know, say, hey, officer, hey, judge, you know, this is your lawyer talking for you. The law trampled on my client's constitutional rights, and we're seeking damages for violation of his or her constitutional rights. And that's the only way people learn lessons, is you hit them in the wallet where it counts, you know. And then, of course, you know, the chain of hell comes down from the top. You know, the mayor contacts, this is a fact, the mayor contacts the police department or the sheriff's department, and they say, fire that pissant that, you know, trample, you know, or suspend them for X. You know, you just can't do that. There's so much to know. Even the best lawyers on earth don't know everything. They can't even know. There's way too many laws, too many ordinances. People should fundamentally understand constitutional rights, but most people don't. People don't get civics classes anymore on what their rights are. So seek legal advice and choose what you want to do. I would personally, this is just me talking, I would sue the crap. As an example, you know, the officer that said that that guy's rights were suspended, and, you know, I would sue the crap out of them. And that is actually what is going on right now. And there are examples basically like that here and there. It's just, ignorance is all over the place. People don't know, most people have never read the Constitution. They don't know what their rights are. Most people know what generally is illegal, you know, stealing and, you know, harming others, and, you know, everybody knows that, but people just don't know, and ignorance can get you in a lot of trouble. So, you know, let the ignorance wash over you. That's what you should do. Don't get emotional. Get a lawyer and sue the crap, because lawyers are drooling to sue the city, the state, the government, the police force. It's great. It's lucrative. And if you got a good case, you know. So just remember what your rights are. People that don't know their rights are apt to lose them. Mic drop. Bye. Just remember, kids, law enforcement officers are not lawyers.